Wildflower Preserve, and Wildflower is owned by the Lemon Bay Conservancy, which is a local nonprofit based here in Inglewood, Florida. The preserve is a former golf course. It's about 80 acres, and it was abandoned as a golf course in 2006. And then in 2010, the Conservancy bought the property. And since that time, with our volunteers, have been converting it from a golf course to a nature preserve. The area where we're standing was on the edge of the golf course, and back behind me over there was one of the greens. It was a manicured, typical golf course in 2006 when it shut down, but by 2010, when we bought the property, it had grown up into basically a jungle full of Brazilian pepper and other invasive exotic plants. There was a lot of community involvement in the purchase of the property and raising the funds so that we could acquire the old golf course. And so a lot of those neighbors actually started coming out once we did make the purchase and became volunteers as we started the transformation.
I'm one of the nature leaders here, and I also do a lot of the volunteerism. Sometimes I go out in the water and do the water sampling for a special Lake Watch program going. Once a month we're in the water sampling and sending off the samples to the university to get analyzed. When the Lemon Bay Conservancy first acquired the property, the ponds had a lot of nutrients in them, all from the golf course as well as another source. And one of the problems was a duckweed, 2 massive quantities. They love nutrients. Now we have ponds that have been cleared up because of the work we've done here.
This project here at Wildflower Preserve is really an excellent example of what can happen when local citizens just band together to protect the environment. One particular area of the preserve that we're focusing on is the butterfly habitat, and the volunteers there have designed several different sections in the habitat. One of them is only dedicated to native plants growing in a natural environment with no artificial nutrients or any additives to the soil. We've had 2 different Eagle Scout projects completed here at the preserve. One is the kiosk that's out at the entry by the parking lot, and the second was to create a bird observation habitat with feeders and areas to really see the woodland birds that are the smaller birds that are using the property. So everybody who comes out here and volunteers learns something about the local environment that they didn't know. For example, in the 5 years that I've been here, I've learned a great deal about the local plants and which habitats they work in, about the invasive plants that come into Florida and how important it is to remove them in order to protect the native environment.
Visit the Charlotte Harbor National Estuary Program website